Hello, my name is Jeff Gemiolo, and today I'm actually going to do something different. This is called The Way of Love, and actually this comes from 1 Corinthians 13. I'm going to actually read it because actually this is coming out of the Message. But I think people should hear it because actually it does sentiment my heart really well. If I speak with human elegance and angelic ecstasy, but don't love, I'm nothing but a creaking of a rusty gate. If I speak God's word with power, revealing all his mysteries and making everything plain as day, and if I have faith that says to a mountain, jump, and it jumps, but I don't love, I'm nothing. If I give everything I own to the poor, and even go to the stake to be burned as a martyr, but I don't love, I've got nowhere. So no matter what I say, what I believe, what I do, I'm bankrupt without love. Love never gives up. Love cares more for others than for self. Love doesn't want what it doesn't have. Love doesn't strut, doesn't have a swelled head, doesn't force itself on others, isn't always me first, doesn't fly off the handle, doesn't keep score of the sins of others, doesn't revel when others grovel, takes pleasure in the flowering of truth, puts up with anything, trusts God always looks for the best, never looks back, but keeps going to the end. Love never dies. Inspired speech will be over someday. Praying in tongues will end. Understanding will reach its limit. We know only a portion of the truth, and what we say about God is always incomplete. But when the complete arrives, our incompleteness will be canceled. When I was an infant at my mother's breast, I gurgled and cooed like an infant. When I grew up, I left those infant ways for good. We don't yet see things clearly. We're squinting in the fog, peering through the mist. But it won't be long before the weather clears and the sun shines bright. We see it all then. See it all as clearly as God sees us, knowing him directly just as he knows us. But for right now, until that completeness, we have three things to do, lead us toward that consummation. Truth steadily in God, hope unswervingly, love extravagantly, and the best of the three is love. End of reading. As I said before, I normally don't read out of the Bible for that. But that touched me a lot because I understand this. From a love perspective, if you don't love you're nothing. You have to love. And unfortunately, there's people in this world that don't. I wish they would heal so that they would find love. Because if you can't really find love if you're not healed. And there's a lot of, not to be mean, but there's a lot of broken people out here. And broken people make more broken people, which make more broken people. It's a slow process on the healing side. A healer can heal 1, 2, 3, 4, not many. But it's worth the journey. It's worth the process. I think everyone should look at it. And I said that is 1 Corinthians 13. And the top, it says actually the way of love is what it actually says as the title. But it inspired me to actually talk about it. Of all the relationships we have with various people, love is really the only one that matters. You could say when you go to get a cup of coffee or you go to the gas station, you could say you love that person that took your money. Maybe not. But we actually put people into a little category for love, whether it be family, whether it be people you marry, people you date. Regardless, we for some reason we put it in a special category and usually we cherish it. But like I said, there are people that don't cherish it and they kind of run through it like a rock shock. But that's them. I believe everyone should be in love once. Oddly enough, I actually believe I've not been in love yet. I thought I was a couple times, but the Lord said something very interesting. He told me, well, you haven't seen anything yet. And usually when you get kind of a word from God like that, that usually means you're about to have your socks knocked off. And it's a very interesting feat to actually think about it, because I actually had to ponder for a while even that, how much of a miracle that would be. Because if you've never really felt love, and I can do a close approximation to it because I've seen other people. I love other people. However, I've never had it acted toward me. And I kind of, the Lord had me do a little exercise of thinking about that a minute. And I thought about it for a long time, for a couple days. And I said, God, thank you for that miracle, because I have never experienced it. I've never experienced me, and that's really what it is I put a lot of energy and I put a lot of love into relationships. I don't even know how I would deal with me, and that's something I have to work on, because I don't want to chase me away. And no, I'm not dating myself, but it's interesting because the way that is laid out is technically you can never date yourself. But the Lord was referring to how I act in a relationship. Because usually I love pretty deeply. I'll give you your shirt off my back, all the money in my bank account, here you go. If you need it, here you go. It's kind of how I am. And not a lot of people do that anymore. Actually, I don't think anyone does it anymore. So, technically, I'm dating myself and I'm old-fashioned, I guess. But to be honest with you, I would not have it any other way. Because I also look at it this way it's pretty easy to find my mate then. Because the Lord said that he'll be kind of like me. I'm like, that's kind of creepy, But is it? Love is love. And as I said, I think everyone should actually fall in love once in their lifetime. Just see what it's like. Just like they say love and lost, there's a lot of truth to that too. If you look a gift horse in the mouth and it goes away, you may not get another one. The Lord does a lot of that, kind of matchmaking, I guess. And if you fumble the bag or fumble the ball, you'll get another, but it won't be as good as the one that he originally had for you. And I said, if you believe in the spiritual contract stuff, then it also means that some people have a contract that at 16 they find, their perfect person. That's because maybe throughout their entire life they've had nothing but lack of love across the entire all their lifetimes. And at this point, it's like, you got to experience at least once. Here you go. Maybe that's the only lesson you had to learn is, You need to experience love. What people really don't say is that love is the most powerful energy in the universe. Love will start wars and it'll end wars. What's ironic is in the Bible, in the Old Testament, there's no real talk of love. It really is not. It's more lusty kind of love. You start to get love in the New Testament, almost like they found it somewhere. Ooh, it changes people, so let's use that. And I do believe that to be accurate. Spiritually, I do believe that's an accurate statement that love does change people. And sometimes it's not in a good way. Love and lost, you get kind of jaded really quick. But I thought I would actually talk about that because I do believe in love. I do believe everyone deserves love and everyone should have love. In a quirky little thing, even Adolf Hitler had Eva Braun and a dog that he loved. So, even heartless killers still exhibit love. Thank you and have a great day.